Good evening, everyone. I am so excited to have our top consultants give us some tips on how to, um, make our April finish really strong. And they are having a great month, which is why I tapped them to just learn some of their tips. And and especially when I'm talking to consultants, they always think they're not doing anything big, but you are doing something big. Your success is really showing, and I am, and we've noticed, and we're just so excited for your business and for what you're doing. So with that, what I would like everyone, the people who are on so far, let's go real quick and introduce yourself, and just tell us, your name. Tell us whose team you're on, and where you're from, where you live. Okay, and we'll start with Carla because I think Carla was on first.
Yay, me.
Yes.
I'm LaCarla. I'm in North Carolina. I'm on Dawn's team, and I've been a consultant. January was my year anniversary.
Excellent. Excellent. And where do you live?
North Carolina.
Okay, excellent. Thanks. Christy, how about you go next?
I am Christy, and I'm in Sevierville, Tennessee, at the foothills of the Great Smoky Mountains. I'm on Gail Ruffin's team for the second time, and I started back in February of this year.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. Jessica, how about if you go next?
So I'm in Wilmington, North Carolina, and by the way, Sevierville has the gas station that has the best
Chubby's.
breakfast sandwich.
I think you mean Chubby's.
Probably, but it's so good. It's out in the middle of nowhere, and it was so good. I used to work out there in Knoxville and stuff. So, but anyway, I've done this for 5 years. It was a byproduct of COVID, so I was bored, but I love it. But I actually joined a team of people that were really great. That's all.
Yes, that's awesome. Thank you, Jessica. Kathy Mitchell, how about if you go next? And it would be great if you guys would have your video. I mean, let's have a real meeting where we can see everybody's faces, and let's pay attention and not multitask. And
yes, please.
Yes. Let's do the honor of our guest speakers here today. But Kathy, go ahead. Tell us a little bit about yourself.
All right, I'm Kathy Mitchell. I live in Opelika, Alabama. I am on Karen's team, and I have been with Pampered Chef for 6 years. Best decision I ever made.
Settings, privacy, camera.
Okay, Lynn, how about you go next?
I'm Lynn Mead. I live in Traverse City, Michigan. I am on Karen's team, and I have been doing this for about 8.5 years.
Amazing. Thanks, Lynn. And Marty, how about you?
Hey, so yes, as you can see, I'm Marty Hammack, and I'm from Bergen, New York, which is near Rochester and Buffalo and near Niagara Falls. And I am on Kim Green's team, and I joined in March 1st. So just brand new.
Wow. Brand new. Wow. And you live in a beautiful part of the country. It is beautiful.
We do.
It's like northern Michigan. Yeah, it's beautiful. Okay, thanks, Marty. It's great to meet you. Shirley, how about you?
Yes. Hi, I'm Shirley Howe. And
okay, hold on 1 second. If you have noise going on in your background, we can hear you. Please.
I have none.
Somebody does. I'm not talking about you. Somebody does. So please, if you've got background noise, go ahead and mute out and come back in when you're ready to talk. But go ahead, Shirley. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Hi, I'm on Sue Rumelt's team, and I have been there 15 years.
Crazy good. And where do you live, Shirley?
I live in Clarksville, Michigan, on Morrison Lake.
Excellent. Great. Well, thanks for joining us tonight. We have somebody here with the name of iPhone. Who's the iPhone person? Ah, there she is.
Amy's iPhone.
Is it me? It's me. It's Amy.
No. Okay. No. There's somebody that's just iPhone.
Oh, mine usually comes up Jennifer Rockstar.
Okay. Well, not today, but Jennifer Thomas, right?
It is. That's right.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about yourself, Jennifer.
Live in Winterville, North Carolina, and been a consultant for almost 3.5 years.
Great. And tell everyone who your director
So
is.
just Dawn Fiera.
Great. Thanks for joining
She's
us.
awesome.
She is.
Thank you.
We have a team full of awesome, don't we, guys?
Mm-hmm.
We sure do. And Amy, it's good to see you on.
Thank you. Yep. Oops. I'm on live. Yep.
You're live. Tell us where you live. Tell us who your director is and how long you've been with Pampered Chef.
Maple City, Michigan. I've been with the Pampered Chef for about 9 years, I think. And Karen, you're my director.
Yes, very good. Very good.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining us tonight. And Kim, you are next. Are you able to mute out and introduce yourself, Kim? Okay, we will go to Sharon. Sharon, you're next.
Hi, I'm Sharon Hasilla. I'm on Maureen Kimmel's team, and I'm from the Detroit, Michigan area.
Excellent. And how long have you been doing Pampered Chef, Sharon?
Maybe about 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, a couple years. Excellent. Yes, great. We're glad you could join us. And again, if you could come on with your video, that would be great. It's nice to have faces to look at. It's a courtesy to our speakers. All right. So tonight.
But I can't. I'm sorry. I thought I was, but I can't see how to do it.
Okay. Well, if you go to your bottom left of your screen, you might have to open up your screen a little bit. There's a drop down that says video, and you might be able to work on that. So.
Okay.
But again, I am so excited to talk about these top sellers so far in the month of April. We have 3 days, and you still could give them a run for their money. I'm just saying. But Lynn and Christy and Marty have agreed to come on and just kind of share some of their ideas and their thoughts and about their what they're doing with their business, because we all like new tips and tricks, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
We do. Well, let's ask each one of them a little bit, and I'm going to try to keep this to about a half hour, 40 minutes. So we'll try to be concise. But tell us a little bit about why you started Pampered Chef. And Lynn, we'll start with you.
My youngest had just left for college, and I was bored. I love to cook and entertain, and Pampered Chef kind of just fit in with what I love to do. So I called Karen and signed up. And of course, my why has changed a lot over the last 8.5 years, but I still love what I do.
Great. And how has that changed? What has changed about
it's if I was just wanted something to do, I probably would have left. But now I've gained so many friends, and I can't imagine not talking to them every day. Friends in both consultants and my customers. I have a great VIP group, and a lot of us in there are like a family. We talk online every day, and I just love the people I've met along the way.
That's awesome.
That's what keeps me going.
Yeah. Thanks, Lynn. Christy, how about you? And yours, and again, I think I might have mentioned already, you're a comeback consultant.
Third time, and it's over 20 years, I guess. So,
okay.
Go ahead.
No, I just think that is really cool. I know that sometimes, and this may not be your experience, but I know that when I'm dealing with some consultants, they feel kind of like they were a loser and they're coming back. And I just think it's a wonderful testimony.
I can talk about my first time. Where I really felt like a loser, and that was over 20 years ago, and my daughters were teeny tiny. I'll go ahead and just give a Cliff Notes version. I was young mom, early 20s. I signed up on Pampered Chef. Of course, Pampered Chef has been around my whole life. I mean, my mom was using their products, and so, grew up with it, basically. And Pampered Chef is 45 now?
Yeah, be 45.
So I'm 48. So basically, I've known about it my whole life. Decided to sign up. Did my first home party, and my host's mother got cut with one of the knives. It was the old knife with the white sheath on it.
Oh,
I
yeah,
guess it
yeah,
was
yeah, the
probably
self-sharpening knife, yeah.
yeah, the self-sharpening knife. And she ended up suing me personally.
Oh,
because she got cut and it cut nerves.
oh, wow.
It was bad. The
That's
ambulance
an
came.
unusual, that's a very unusual circumstance.
So that was my first time. And so I was done after that. I didn't continue on. I will say that Pampered Chef and that little insurance that you pay every month, let me just tell you, it's worth every penny because Pampered Chef stood by me and handled the whole thing. I had to give a little deposition, but I always loved the products, and of course have shopped the products and had parties all through those years. Fast forward, life has changed dramatically since that time. My husband and I, and he's kind of my co-partner in crime. He helps me a little bit with everything, but we joined under Gail's back in 2019, and we were her top sellers, I think, for that year. And then COVID hit, and it became difficult, as everyone knows, as everyone was, if it was for us. And then I went through a series of 5 major deaths, including my daughter, my mother, and my stepdad, all within 18 months. And so, of course, grieving takes a long time and you're never done. But I decided that 2025 was going to be the year I get back on the horse. And that includes Pampered Chef. My husband and I own a YouTube channel. And occasionally I would do cooking episodes, and 99% of my kitchen is Pampered Chef. And people say, well, what is that you're using? And what is this you're using? And so I decided, you know what? Let's get back on the horse and see how we do.
That's awesome. And it does show how your whys have changed and how you've, come back. And I just think that takes a lot of courage. And it's just really great to have you back.
Well, they always welcome you back. So
yeah, absolutely. I mean,
what do you have? You don't have anything to lose.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So. Thank you, Christy. Marty, how about you? What made you decide to become a Pampered Chef consultant?
Well, I have already done some direct selling companies before, and then I actually took some time in with Epicure. I don't know if you've heard of that company, but they recently just went bankrupt, and it was just one day on and the next day just completely gone. So I had thought about Pampered Chef before joining Epicure, because I hadn't broken into like the food type industry. But again, I've known Pampered Chef my whole life, and my mom still has her stone from the 90s. So definitely is not new to me, definitely. So I was like, and then Kim, my recruiter, she's a really dear friend, and we had chatted before at different times, but I never felt any pressure from her. And then I just decided, since I had already broken into the whole food thing, that I would try my hand at it. So it's going great.
It sure is. You're doing a great job.
I love it.
It is. It's great. And probably not too much has changed since March, right? So that's great. All right. So what I'd like to know is, since you started Pampered Chef, and the time frame, and for some of you that's a little bit longer than others, what has surprised you most about the business? When you think about starting a Pampered Chef business, and what has surprised you most? And I'm going to go with I'll go with Christy first. So
good.
Yeah, give us a couple of sentences on how what has surprised you the most?
I just think it's the consistency of the products as they continue. They're innovative. Some of them you can't find any kind of knockoff for, so to speak. And so Pampered Chef has got the edge on so many things in the kitchen. So yeah, I don't know if that should be a surprise, but I think, for me coming back in and kind of being unplugged from the products a little bit for the last couple of years, I was like, so yeah, surprised still that the products continue to kind of exceed my expectations.
Love that. Love that. Thanks, Christy. Marty, how about you? What has surprised you most about the business?
I would say of just all the resources that Pampered Chef gives their consultants to make
Okay, hold on a second. When somebody's got some background conversation going on, please mute yourself. Okay, go ahead, Christy. Marty, go ahead.
So just because they have so much at your fingertips to help you be successful, that I've never found that any other direct selling company that I've been a part of so far. That it just blows my mind about how easy it actually can be, and how very quick it was, that you can be successful if you're willing to work at it. So
great point. Great point. Thank you, Marty. Lynn, how about you? Remember back, what are you most surprised by?
The change in me. When I first started, I would have been the person on here with my camera shut. I said I would never make a video of myself or go live ever. And now I thrive on going live. I love it. So I think the biggest change has been in me.
Excellent. You're a little bit of a ham now. We love that. That's awesome. Really great things. That's really great things. Well, and I'll stick with you, Lynn, for a second. So then what else have you learned about yourself since being a Pampered Chef consultant?
Well, you keep telling me I am a leader, so I'm finding out that I am a leader. And I found that gosh, that I can do this. I can have my own business. I, setting goals and making them, and I don't know, something I never thought I would do.
Can I put you on the spot for a second?
Oh, sure.
Do you wish you might have accepted that label a little sooner?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think everybody can learn from that one. I think there's a lot of people that don't, especially if there's, mom home with kids, they don't realize that they're a leader. We all are leaders. So very good. Love that. Marty, how about you? What do you think you've learned about yourself since you've become a Pampered Chef consultant?
I definitely have learned in just being in direct sales that I am a leader, and I never thought that, and that I actually have something that people want to hear. I have something to say, that people would care to listen. And so that has been reiterated again, that you're wanting Pampered Chef. And that I'm just, when I have a goal, I am just very determined, and I will make it happen. And I'm always surprised about when those two things align, and then it shows. So that's just a wonderful blessing.
Excellent. Love hearing that. Thank you, Marty. And lastly, Christy, how about you? What do you feel you've learned about yourself?
I don't know if it's that I've learned it. It's just that I've remembered that I'm a go-getter.
Okay.
And a goal setter. Like you asked me if I was like, I guess I am. So, I don't want to keep bringing my hardships in, but they redefined who I am as a person, losing a child and losing your parents. And, but this year I'm remembering who I am at my core, and Pampered Chef is definitely helping with that.
That's so true, Christy. And the thing about it is that we all have challenges. We all have challenges. I think in the 33 years I've been with Pampered Chef, but kind of like Lynn mentioned a little bit earlier, it's when we surround ourselves, when we open ourselves up to adding new family in.
Yeah. And that's something I've had trouble doing.
Yeah.
You kind of just curl up in your cocoon and die for a while, die yourself. And then you realize, okay, and that was one of the reasons we started our YouTube channel, which is somewhat successful, was to sort of make ourselves get out of the grief box. And Pampered Chef is just sort of another piece of that, I think, for us.
Sometimes life is just kind of sucks, right? I mean, for
Yeah,
all of us,
it
right?
does.
Who wants to raise their
Yeah.
hand? I mean, we all have challenges.
It's an unplug from everything else, it's something else to focus on.
Right. And you know what? And that's a good point too, is that I do find, and I've seen people's businesses really blossom during hard times because they can take their mind off of their problems or, and it's nice. So often I think that we create special moments. I mean, Valentine's Day is not going to be special unless we make it special.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to remember that we create these special moments. And I remember when I first started doing Pampered Chef, I was reminded that when people come, especially to a live Pampered Chef party, they forget what happened during the day. They're there, they get a smile on their face, you put a little joy in their life, and we can be a leader there. And when we can create a little bit of happiness for people, I don't think that that's anything we can discount. So yeah, excellent there. So far, what has been your most proud accomplishment, Lynn? Let's go to you. What has been your most proud accomplishment?
Boy, that's a good question. I'm going to go to a very recent one. My new recruit, who Deb, who was in that big ice storm, was without power for 2 weeks, still doesn't have internet. We were down to the wire to get her qualified in her first 30 days so she could get the free air fryer, and she did it with 3 days to spare.
Nice.
I was very proud of her.
And that's inspirational to us all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because again, challenges, doesn't, and really, I mean, challenges are challenges, and no one's challenge is more, everyone's challenge is personal, So yeah, that is, and of course you led her through that too then. So that's great. That's a lot to be proud of. Christy, how about you? What is your most proud accomplishment so far with your Pampered Chef business?
Well, I signed up end of February. I don't remember my exact date. And in March, I met the 4,000 goal, which I thought was, I hustled my butt off to do it, but I did it. So I'm proud of that. I've only been back with the company for a little over 60 days. So I'd say that's a pretty awesome. Being my only, it was just not even a full second month. So I'm proud of that.
That's good. You should be. That's excellent. That's excellent. Marty, how about you? What is your most proud accomplishment with your Pampered Chef business so far?
Earning that air fryer.
Yeah.
I'm so excited about that because we have the other one. And I got that through just hosting with Kim. And we've loved it. Didn't know we would use as much as we do daily. And so when the new one came around, I was like, oh, that's nice. I like my other one, but that looks very fancy, but it's like, I'm not gonna, yeah. And then it just kept getting closer and closer and closer. And I was just like, oh my goodness, this is like within my reach. And I'm like, oh my goodness. So I started sharing it with my children about how close I was and telling them, each day when party orders would come in and stuff like that, I'm like, look, I'm getting even closer. And I was like, we're going to earn this. We're going to earn this. So we cannot wait when it comes in because it's on back order right now, but we cannot wait.
That's awesome. That is really great. I love seeing that happen for all of you. Okay. So let's talk about goals for a second. I'll stay with you, Marty. Do you consider yourself a goal setter?
Oh, yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the goal you set to get your air fryer.
My goal was to, and really always is to try and reach out to at least 10 new people every day. Of course, I give myself a break on Sundays, but try to at least do that many, and new people, not like from a party, but new people. And right now I'm just working through my Facebook friends. So we'll have to, think it through again once I run out of Facebook friends. But I have a lot, so it'll keep me going for a while. And then of course having parties and stuff like that, I'll have those people too. But, so doing that daily, and then the follow-up, like every 3 days, 3 to 4 days, I'll follow up again and just say, hey, swinging back through, wondering if you've considered hosting for me or was able to consider it. And then, if I still don't hear from them by that third time, we're definitely probably connected, that I will come back through again another 3 or 4 days. And that consistency is just the goal. It's the key right there. And the follow-up too. So that has really been my goal, is to try to consistently keep doing that and touch my business pretty much daily, somehow or another.
You brought up a couple really important words, and number one is consistency, and number two is follow-up. And I'd like to just unpack. So let's just say it's tomorrow morning, it's Monday morning, and you want to make 10 more contacts today. Where are you going to start tomorrow morning?
So I will start with, I've been just going through my Facebook list. So not in alphabetical order, but I know like who I've reached out to. And so I'll keep scrolling to where I start seeing new people. And then I'll do those 10 new people from that. And I'll just keep doing that.
Now, how many Facebook friends do you have? Do you know?
It's like 1,000 plus.
Okay. So 10 a day, you've got, 100 days of people. Really? Okay. And so while I'm on the subject, and it really doesn't have much to do with you, but I'd like to go there for just a second and mention, a few of us have been here before COVID, and before everything got really technical and really virtual. And we kind of sometimes we forget that not everybody we know is on social media. So I always like to just use the example of, if you were planning a wedding, if one of your kids, or if you were getting married and you sat down to invite people, who would you invite? You wouldn't just invite your Facebook friends, right? So I think it's really important to even stop to think about those people too. So I just wanted to go there before we got through this call without that mentioning that. But
all my close friends, I have told them, like in person.
Yeah, and that's, and I love that. Hey, person to person still works really, really well. So I love hearing you're building the relationships that way, Marty. So great. All right, so let's go to Christy. And are you a goal setter?
I would like to say I am. Like, I had forgotten that I was, but like my goal right now is just to get this sounds kind of crazy, but to get to my 6-month goal within like 3 months to get my mixer. So okay. I just want that mixer. But I signed up for conference and I've never obviously been. So I don't know. So to me, signing up for conference means, okay, I'm really in this, I'm doing this, and I'm serious about it. So my goal, like last month with the 4,000 to get our summer products for March, that's probably the most goal-oriented I have been in a long time.
So the Success Rewards program is really working for you. It's a good carrot for you. We lost you for a second there, Christy. Huh. Christy, we can't hear you. Okay. We can't hear you, Christy. For some reason, you've lost your audio. Okay. Well, I feel like I would talk over her, but nobody else can hear her, right? Is it just me? Okay, all right. Lynn, how about you? Are you a goal setter? You're muted, sweetie.
I never was, but I am now. And it started when reaching $1,000 every month to get whatever incentive was for the month.
Okay.
Now I have a much bigger goal. My big goal is to make excellence in sales this year. And it's funny, I'm part of a accountability group, and I just told them Friday, I said, you know what, my April's not going like I thought, and I don't think I'm going to make excellence awards. I said, I think it's not going to be attainable to me now. I think I blew it. I woke up this morning to a $820 order, and
Wow.
I've taken in $1,300 in sales today. So I'm back on track. But that's been my big goal for the last several months, and that's what I'm working at.
Well, don't make it easy to give up on, okay, girlfriend?
I'm
over
not.
to the fat lady sings. It's not over till 11:59 on May 31st.
Yeah.
Very good. Great job. Great job. And I do think that in terms of goals, what happens is when you learn or when you set them, you achieve them, you realize how important they are. I mean, you really do. And I mean, have you ever planned a vacation and not, I mean, would you not plan where you're going to stay overnight? Would you not plan, for airfare? I mean, we're planning for conference, and you need to have those same type of goals for your business. Well, then you kind of already told us what the next goal is. Do you have a goal beyond?
Director.
Okay. So, and do you have a date for that?
I don't.
Okay. We probably need to talk about that.
Probably.
We need to talk about that. So, although we are doing lunch, so we do have a date for lunch, which is good. But it's just so often you say, let's do lunch, and then it doesn't happen, right? So, yeah, but excellent. But that's great. Anything else you is there any other goal you'd like to talk about? Anything else? I think
surviving my daughter's weddings this year.
Yeah. So what's going to happen when Lynn reaches the goals of reaching Excellence Award and reaching Director and the increase in incomes that those manifest? She's got 2 weddings to pay for this year, so yeah, and they're not little weddings. We're talking like that. What Amy is Amy still here? Amy, she's one daughter's wedding is at Blue Bridge, which is one of the nicest wedding places in Traverse City, and then the other one is in Ireland.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're talking Big Ten, but that's great. Christy, what is your next goal?
Oh boy, I don't know that I've said it yet. My next goal is to try to earn all the products for fall at this point, and I would like to get a recruit. But I have not, I don't know, that's really outside my box. So I probably need to work on being more bold about that. But I would like to. I think I'm ready at this point to take someone under my wing.
And as Lynn talked about a little bit earlier, how gratifying that has been for her. We will be talking, I'll do a little plug for Team Time on Tuesday night. We will be talking about recruiting Tuesday night. So hopefully that will help you. So great. That's a great goal. Marty, how about you? What is your next goal that you'd like to accomplish with your Pampered Chef business?
I have several. But I have my eye on that mixer because I've never had a stand mixer in my kitchen ever. And I've always wanted, or not necessarily wanted one, but I want Pampered Chefs. But I've always been told, oh, you need one. And I still have the hand one, and I'm like, oh, I don't need it that much. So I would love that. And really any other goals that I can, or items that I can earn from Pampered Chef. Mm-hmm. That's always a goal of mine. I would love to recruit someone to to my team. I've not been great about that in the past with other direct selling companies. And I tend to always pick the ones that are not goal getters like I am. So I would love for that to change. I'm always just questioning who, and trying not to prejudge them before asking someone, because you just never know. We don't know their situation. We don't know where they're at in life. And so, I have those two 25% off coupons right now. So I need to really be going with that. I would love to come to conference as well. I agree with Christy that when you go to things like that, it confirms that this is what you're really actively going towards or you're working at. And I love going to things like that. So, and I never get to, so that would be really good. But I honestly don't know if we might possibly be moving that time of this year. So I'm not sure about how our situation in life will be at that time. So I'm kind of leaving it open, but I hate not being able to go ahead and just say, yes, I'm going to get my ticket and make it happen. So yeah.
I understand. Yeah, that's a toughie to get over. That's a toughie to get through. There was something you said that I was going to elaborate on.
Not prejudging?
Oh, no, a little bit along that line. And this is for everyone. I mean, I'm certainly not just speaking to you. As you made this bubble up in my head. And don't be afraid to ask for the movers and shakers. Who wants to be their own boss? Who do I know that would love to have something of their own? Who has ever dreamed of having their own business? Don't be afraid to ask for that. So anyway, that's just what popped into my head when you were talking about that. All right, so I gave you a little question here about if you could give one piece of advice to someone who's struggling or on the struggle bus, what would it be? Christy, I'll start with you for that question.
Right now, I feel like I'm on the struggle bus, but apparently I'm not. But I would just say, don't give up. Go down every avenue. We have an amazing support, and I think that's one of the things that is going to keep me going is the incredible support that we have through Karen and our directors and our upline, and the company itself. Stay positive. Everybody has hard months. I'm sure there'll be months where I'm, not doing as well, and I'll probably have to give myself my own pep talk. Mm-hmm. But I think reach out to Karen or your director or your upline and see what advice they might have for you if you're struggling and you're just really wanting to get to that goal. Matter of fact, I might need to do that for the last few days of the April because I wanted to get to the 2000 and I'm not quite there. And I'm kind of discouraged about it. And it's okay if I don't get there, but at the same time, I'm kind of beating myself up over it. So,
okay. The first thing that comes to my mind is don't be okay with it yet. Don't be okay with it yet. Again, it's not over to the fat lady sings and you've got until 11:59 at the end of the month.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I would also, what pops into my mind too, if you search in Team Halo, $1,000 day, there are some really good tips. You guys have lots of great tips.
I've not heard of that yet.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen lots of sales come in, and there's a lot of people trying to reach goals, and there's nothing like you get a lot done the day before you go on vacation. When you've got a goal to reach, and you've got something to get done, you can really push the pedal to the metal and really get a lot done.
Yeah, I know you don't know, and even with a lot of the sales that I've actually gotten this month are just from my YouTube community people. Mm-hmm. And you don't ever know when somebody's building a shopping cart and something could come in, but I don't want to rely on that. I want to do more of my own active seeking out.
Yeah. Be proactive. I really like that, Christy. Very good. Lynn, how about you? What would you tell someone who might be struggling a little bit?
Don't give up. Mm-hmm. Tweak what you're doing. If it's not working, find a tweak. And my big thing that has helped me a ton is get an accountability partner or join some form of accountability group. I joined a group in August, and that's when I saw my sales increase and be steadier every month.
Well, that's Dawn's accountability group, right?
That's the one I'm in, yeah.
We're all invited to that. We are all invited to that.
Writing your goal down on paper every week and telling it to somebody just makes a world of difference. I mean, we meet on Monday, we tell the group what our goals are, and then we meet again on Friday and report back how we did. And nobody's gonna, belittle you if you didn't make your goal. They're there to support you. And I just think it's one of the best things I've done for my business is to be part of that group.
And the 5-day hard challenge was big for you too.
Yes, it was. Yeah, it has been.
Which is why every Monday, I start with that for Karen Chat. Excellent. Thanks, Lynn. Marty, how about you? What advice would you have? And yes, even though you're new, you still have great advice.
I would just say what the other two ladies said is definitely don't give up. You can also always give yourself grace about if you miss a day or something like that. But it's kind of like any program that you're on, whether it's eating right or exercising. Once you get off one day, just start again the next day. You can't let it go though. You need to be consistent. And I mean, success, I have definitely found success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every single day. So I would just be consistent and don't give up.
Excellent. Keep going. Okay, so let's end. We'll just take that one last question, and I would like to know, do you have a tip for what we can do to finish off April strong? And Lynn, I'll start with you.
Boy. You put me on the spot. what I'm going to do is I have 4 parties to close. I'm going to reach out to every person in that party, especially if they haven't ordered, see if they want to order, see if they want to book. I guess my tip is to just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Don't stop. Don't say, oh gosh, it's, only 3 days to go to the end of the month. I'm never going to make my goal. Just keep going.
Woe is me. Oh,
Yeah.
No, we don't have to do that. Right. Good. That's good advice, Lynn. How about you, Christy? Anything you have in mind to end off April strong?
I think I'm just going to personally text as many as I can on my contact list and let them know, here I am, I'm out here, I'm offering these kinds of parties, talk about the specials real quick and hope that it sticks.
Excellent. Thanks, Christy. Marty, how about you?
So I actually did not have a great April. I had several flop parties where the hostess did not do her part. And so I'm just like, well, that's going to be how it is. But I have had a lot of people say, not right now, when I have asked them to host. And so, then I just turn it around and say, okay, that's no problem. When can we follow up and when can we, host? And so a lot of them have said May and June. So I know my next 2 months are going to be full. Not that I'm done with this one yet, but I'm excited about my, next month being better than April. I probably will do kind of what Lynn was saying about just close out the one that I have and following up with those guests, especially the ones that haven't ordered yet, and about hosting as well. I also need to do the 2-2-2. I've done, already the first 2, but I need to do really a lot of the second one with already my previous parties. And so, I might get bookings from that. And so I could possibly even get another order from those. But I also liked what Christy was saying about just sharing what, specials that are going on right now or things like that Pamper Chef are doing. So
very good.
So it's okay. It's okay that April was okay. So
Can I ask a question?
Of course.
From you guys? So, and this is not a political thing in any way, shape, or form, but due to the political climate, do y'all see a decline in sales, or are you pushing through in some way?
But personally, I think what I'm seeing is the economy seems to be moving more positive. I don't think, yeah, I don't see. I think it has more to do with some months are better than other months.
Okay. I'm just wondering, just because, like, everybody's talking about all the stuff and things like that, and it's not anything. I'm just wondering if it's just because of where we are with certain things, or like people aren't spending as much, or if maybe I'm not doing what I'm supposed to. That's kind of where I was going with it.
Lynn just had an $800. What would you just say, Lynn? You had
$820. She bought the mixer and the air fryer and other stuff.
Yeah. So
I would
go
what Karen was saying about, I think it's just month to month, kind of depends.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen anything because I just had someone do like 600 plus order because they got all the pots and pans. So,
Okay, I was just wondering if it's what I'm marketing to, or that's all. That's it.
Reach out to different people.
April is tax month too, so that's a lot. That's hard for a lot of people.
It's what month?
Tax month.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's true too. But I tell you what we have to guard ourselves in this business is the anything, the everything, the nobody, the extremes. We really have to guard our psyche to that. Because some will, some won't. So what? Who's next? And that's true. It's been true no matter what. It's also been said that direct sales prospers during tough times. And so I think we need to remember that too. One of the things I wanted to mention that I really would encourage you to really focus on the entertaining essentials. Which entertaining essential is your favorite? Who wants to? That's open to anybody. Who would like to share with me which entertaining essential that is being discounted this month? Which is your favorite? Anybody pop in?
I don't actually own it, but I probably should get it. The rectangular cooling serve is pretty awesome.
Okay. Do you have one that you own?
I have the other sizes. I don't have that one.
Okay. I would encourage you to go live with one of them.
Okay.
Go live with, pick your entertaining essential that you like the most. And if you don't have your favorite, go with one of them that you have. And just go live with it for a minute.
I have a quick.
Sorry, I will tell you the insulated bowls.
Oh my gosh.
Those are really great. We did it at Easter, and one of my friends had the big bowl and her mom threw it out, and she was like, "Oh, Jessica, like I need an ordering link." Yeah. So
yeah, that's one of my top items. It was my top item at Christmas time. And I think it's true. I mean, especially here in Florida, it's hard to keep food to temperature. And it's a food safety issue, you guys. I mean, really. And I can, when I'm doing booths, and I can put ice in there at 7:15 in the morning, and there's still ice in it at 1 o'clock. Everybody needs to know that. And it keeps our potato salad cold in the summer and our mashed potatoes hot at Thanksgiving. So
yeah. We actually do it. So we do a thing at our cul-de-sac with it, and I'll put it in the refrigerator for like 2 hours so I can put coleslaw or whatever into whichever bowl I'm using, and it stays cold for a very long time while we're outside.
I put a sign on mine in my table saying, and even outside in a farmer's market when I can still have ice in it for 6 hours, It's pretty impressive. So
I had a customer in a party asked me today if we had an ice bucket, and I said, no, we have something better, the insulated bowls.
yes, perfect. That's a great reason to get the forecourt too. Yeah.
But I have a question. So there's the newer bowls, right? Like there's the insulated bowls, and then there's the other bowls that are supposed to be kept cold.
I'm not sure
remember the name.
On the
I
go?
don't know. I can see them in my brain, but I can't say it out loud.
The on the go bowls?
Yes. Are they better?
They just have a different lid.
That's it.
Yeah, the 1 quart, the 2.5 quart, and the 4 quart have lids like for serving, whereas the on the go have clip-on lids like you could put in your cooler.
Okay. So there's really not a difference.
The difference would be in the lid. So that, I mean, if you put the serving bowl into your cooler and it tipped over, it would spill. Whereas the on the go bowl, I'm not sure it's 100% leak proof, but it's a lot tighter than. Would you add anything to that, Lynn?
No, that's it.
Okay.
Made for on the go.
Yeah.
A little stay on.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do comparisons with other brands?
I wouldn't.
Okay.
Only if somebody asked you specifically. Yeah.
Well, somebody asked me if they're like the Yeti one that just came out, and I said, well, I think ours might be better, but
I do say, I say it's like a Yeti for your food is all I will say.
Okay.
Because people do identify with that. So, any other comments, questions that you would like before we end tonight's meeting?
Okay. Thank you for having me.
Oh my gosh, Christy, Lynn, and Marty, thank you so much for taking the time to share your tips and tricks. And I know you've inspired someone. And so I'm going to post this, and I want you all to go on and tell everyone how much you appreciate their tips and taking time to share. And don't forget, we have team time on Tuesday night, and every Monday we're going to share some more tips for having a strong summer with Dawn's group and anyone else that wants to be part of it. So I hope you'll mark your calendars for that, and we will keep you posted. Okay. Anything you'd like to say before we leave?
Thank you.
It's good to see everybody on.
Good to see all of you. Hope to see all of you at conference. I know some
Thank you so much for your information.
Okay. All right, you guys.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Love you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.